This week, members of Congress are in for a real shock as hundreds of pro-life constituents from across the country descend on Capitol Hill. Their mission? To push lawmakers into defunding what they call the big abortion industry. This issue has been simmering for years, popping up in Republican bills, but now, with a GOP-controlled majority in Washington, the stars may finally be aligning. The key to success could lie in the upcoming budget reconciliation bill, a complicated process, yes, but one that requires only a simple majority to pass, unlike other bills that demand 60 votes to overcome a filibuster. But why now? Well, Americans are increasingly fed up with out-of-control government spending. A whopping 70% of voters believe that federal expenditures are riddled with fraud and waste. What's more, independents, the swing voters, are turning away from the Democratic Party, now more unpopular than it has been in years. If there's ever a time to cut the fat, it's now. And when it comes to cutting waste, Planned Parenthood should be at the top of the list. But hold on, aren't they just a healthcare provider? Honestly, you might hear that a lot, but the truth is far more disturbing. Sure, Planned Parenthood likes to paint itself as a neutral provider of healthcare, but let's dig a little deeper. According to their last annual report, this organization performed nearly 393,000 abortions in just 1 year, about 40% of all U.S. abortions. To put that in perspective, that's enough to fill Times Square 10 times. Now, here's where things get murky. Planned Parenthood claims to help women with pregnancy care, but did you know that 97% of the time, when a woman walks in, she's steered towards an abortion instead of options like adoption or keeping the child? Many staff members even admit that the center doesn't offer prenatal care or ultrasounds unless you're there for an abortion. The whole thing? It's a business, and it's booming, despite claims of providing healthcare. And speaking of money, let's talk about the funding. Some of Planned Parenthood's billions come from taxpayers, yes, you, the American public. In 2023, their federal funding amounted to nearly $700 million. That's $2 million every single day. But here's the kicker. Most Americans didn't even know it. Worse yet, a New York Times investigation revealed botched abortions and unspeakable incompetence at their clinics, leaving women in harm's way. And it doesn't stop there. They've been accused of stalling emergency services, leading to the tragic death of an 18-year-old after a late-term abortion complication. But hey, while Planned Parenthood rakes in the dough, they're also heavily invested in politics. Their political arm has spent millions on lobbying to push for unrestricted abortion access, supporting candidates like Kamala Harris, who campaigned at a Planned Parenthood clinic. For all their talk about healthcare, they're pouring most of their funds into political activism and lawfare, rather than helping women in need. It's not just about money, it's about what happens when politics, profits, and abortion collide. This is the moment for Congress to take action. With a pro-life majority, there's a real chance to cut off federal funding to this controversial industry once and for all. But will they act? Will they finally listen to the growing chorus of Americans demanding an end to wasteful spending on abortion providers? Let's wait and see, but one thing's for sure, this fight is far from over.